uncensored show for nerds of all kinds.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Let's make sure that audio is working. We got, let's see, Chevy is here, Haley is here, let's see, Tomes is here, and Trish is here. We're starting off strong. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We did take a couple of weeks off just because of the holidays and things. We were balancing a lot of different stuff, and we knew that we wanted to put our efforts proper and come back when we were officially ready to make stuff happen. But this is exciting just to be able to be back in this room. There's been some upgrading of like some equipment and just, you know, I'm actually thinking, I haven't told you this yet, but I'm thinking about maybe actually rearranging this room. That way the couch and the chair are actually facing each other.
I was wondering if you were going to rearrange anything in here, just because, like, not that it doesn't work. It's just, I don't know. I thought, well, you've got a couple of different ways you could set up, even if you wanted to like move the table or like whatever. But honestly, the table looks good underneath the window.
It does,
but I wasn't sure what you were going to do.
Yeah, it's I don't know. To me, it's one of those that, like, with a new year, and a lot of times I try to do this whenever like we start a new season, if you will, because it was when I ended up getting all of the episodes uploaded to RSS. We had so much content that I was like, oh shit, like we actually have like 5 seasons, you know, with like 20-30 episodes in each one, like of how long we've been doing it. And funnily enough, I can't remember where I saw it, but this person was talking about podcasts, and they said something to the effect of a statistic that was put out that said that 80 or 90% of podcasts don't make it past the second episode with what people produce and what people do from like a per capita thing.
Really?
So to know that, I looked back on all the Kyle Wright 425 podcast episodes we did and the Cavecast episodes and things, and like that was it. I won't lie, it kind of puffed me up a little bit. I was like, holy shit, like, so we really have done something, you know, extraordinary. Like, not from like, you know, having, you know, a massive amount of like Joe Rogan success or anything, but just the fact that it's like, dude, like we've put some dedication in, we put some time in, you know?
We have. And like, what's so funny is that's actually really shocking. I feel like Will Ferrell, that's shocking.
Yeah, right.
But with that statistic and the fact of like 80% don't make it past second episode, because I feel like in a nice way, everybody has a fucking podcast, man.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's bloated. Yeah.
Like it's not that it's even bloated. It's just that I dare say it's kind of easy to do
compared to years ago.
Yeah. And even compared to like any other thing, like I'm sorry, of like vlogging or like recording something for like a channel or like a platform. I feel like a podcast is just usually fucking bunch of idiots sitting around talking.
Well, funnily enough, actually, CJ actually got a hold of me recently. For context, guys, he's a brother from the other side of the family. I think it's the simplest way to
brother
say
from
it.
Another mother.
Brother from another mother, you know. But
literally,
he actually he's going to be coming over Friday to check out the equipment. He is starting a sports podcast with some friends of his. He actually has something lined up pretty soon to interview an athlete. So he's doing like local.
Get the fuck out of here.
He's doing like local like sports stuff to talk with like other people that are doing things.
He does coach for.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he does. Well, it's not like little league.
No.
He does,
it's like JV or whatever.
Yeah. So, but no, it's cool, man. Like to see other people embracing that has been a lot of fun, you know, to be like, holy shit, this is cool. Like he sent me a full like breakdown of all the episodes he wants to do. He's like, these are the questions I'm thinking about. He's like, this is what I got going. I'm like, dude, well, look at this guy, you know? So, but yeah, it's just, it's cool as hell. But, guys, there's probably a lot of things that we can talk about tonight, whether it is across the board or if it's just some specific things. But 2025 was one hell of a year in a lot of different ways. The good, the bad, and the ugly, everything in between. And 2026 has officially begun. And this is something that I know with me, like this has been an interesting start for us because for context is that both Crystal and I's cars are completely broken down.
Yeah, like what the fuck, man?
Dude, it was one of those, I got up in the morning to go to work and my brake pedal went straight to the floor and I was like, what the fuck? Okay, so got in her car, went to work, had my normal work day, drove home and got about, 20% of the way and then her engine died. So it was just like both vehicles just decided to stop. So we're currently navigating that. But dude, I'm very much in the mentality of, dude, I'm having fun again. Like even in spite of all this bullshit that's going on, because like, dude, you've been kicking ass too with doing content and making things happen. Like whether it's Patreon or like Detour stuff, like streaming, you know, Twitch, all that stuff. And to me, again, it's like it's boosting me up. You know, it's like looking at this where it's like not that we were not stopping reacting by any means, but it's like no, we've delegated that to where it needs to be.
It just runs. It runs the way we basically need it to. Yeah. And I think that the problem is both you and I had this vision of our dedication to these other channels, plural, guys. You know, I have another channel. Kyle has another channel, like on top of this one. So we both have two channels that we are trying to focus our main focus on, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, what I'm getting at is we had this vision of wanting to really buckle down, and it just wasn't working, man.
Actually, real quick, R&B just says, listen to the podcast for a while on Spotify. This is my first time being on a live. Dude, R&B, thank you for so much for being here, man. So I just wanted to call that out. So guys, we're still making sure that we're taking care of chat when we can, but we're going to have a conversation.
It's like when I go on Twitch and stuff, man, like you try to pay attention over like when you're playing a game, like when you're on live or on coffee time, like I still try to,
Yeah.
But no, man, like it was just like we had this idea so much in our mind of like what we wanted to do. And it's not that we weren't determined or didn't have like the discipline. We just couldn't. We just didn't. And I think that once now that, you know, it's, you know, new year, and it's not even the fact of, guys, I hate this. This is dumb as shit. It's not the fact of like new year, new me, or new start. It really was just one of those like, okay, all of the fucking holidays are over. All of the fucking thing is gone. I mean this in a nice way, guys. Everybody went home.
Yeah.
Everybody like,
yeah.
We could now, we can do.
Yeah.
We can do. And
life is just kind of going back to normal.
Bro, we just started back up after 7 months of doing Thursday night reaction recordings. Ain't been doing that bitch in 6 weeks. 25 weeks.
Can you see how much it's affecting us?
Yeah, I talk for a living. I couldn't even just spit out numbers.
Well, and I think that's the thing too, is that the reacting side of things is that like Eric and I have had many private conversations about that, like about like the aggressive way that I've felt about things, about like, and then also like, I mean, like both sides we've had that. But I think that honestly, what really has been, in my opinion, you can tell me whether or not you agree with this or not, but like having you doing the solo reactions throughout the week until we get to the Thursday thing, I think is a good formula to make sure that content's rolling, that it's like doing its thing. I mean, is it the same? No, but it is something. You know, so
I'm gonna tell you real quick on that too. Him and the live here, and he knows it, but what it's doing is it's doing not one of two things. It's doing two things, but like one sucks. It's giving me that like 2 extra days of content, right, guys? So like we get 3 days a week with Kyle and I, and that's more than enough because we don't have enough. Can't stress this enough, guys. I said enough a bunch of times, but we don't have a bunch of things to go through right now like we did a year and a half ago.
Yeah, hell, even during the beginning, we had the entire catalog to go through. Yeah, Sleep Token, all that stuff.
So now we're waiting on things, guys, and you know, it's kind of like, well, shit, what do we do? So what I do is like, well, if I can still get 5 days of content, that's kind of helping keeping these numbers up. But at the same time, some of these solo reactions or whatever is bomb. So bad that my coffee times, the algorithms, guys, have been so bad that because I think of some of those that I get like 500 views.
See, this
compared to like almost 2,000 to 1,500 on average a day.
Well, it's especially too is even looking at the Beartooth and Tom Morello thing. Like, guys, like this is why we have said this before. Like, guys, Riker is dying.
Yeah.
Like there is literally nothing that we can do about it. And I think that what frustrates me is that even when we do other content that we work our ass off on other channels, everybody's like, bro, you got to react to this. And it's like, first off, you're on the wrong channel. Secondly, reacting is not my life. It's like I spent 3 summers honing in my, you know, talent of like becoming a filmmaker to make movies and to do things, you know, and it's like, it's a tough balance because in the same hand is that Riker's the reason that we have the audience that we do that comes over and watches. But I think it's just that people assume that it's our bread and butter when truthfully it's not. It's like it's the rest of the stuff that we're trying to accomplish and trying to do. But either way, I look at it now that like since we finally made that decision of like, look, we essentially gave up But in the way of like, look, we gave up trying to make this work. We're just going to do whatever the fuck we want from now on. You know, and it's because it's like that has improved at least my mental health on things, just because I wasn't stressing about like trying to save this sinking ship. Where it's like, no, dude, if we're going to go down, I'll just wear an oxygen mask. You know, it's like I'm still hanging. I'll still do my thing. You know.
That's where like with this whole 2026
thing. Jeffafa, what's up, dude?
Jeffafa. This whole 2026 thing is like, you know, you said something about, you know, Riker being our bread and butter, when that it's not. Like, I argue that the detour is my bread and butter, because once that starts doing its thing, it's not copyrighted and stuff. But like you were saying earlier, just like what we want to try and do with Riker Road, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, I'm having a blast doing this stuff.
So
dude.
we can have fun, essentially. Again, we say this all the time. It's not that we're not having fun, guys. It's just it's a different area of fun that you can go into, especially with the detour. We really have no limits. And that's great. Like tomorrow, I'm going to probably record another Toasted Reviews. I'm getting ready to go to LA/California.
That's so cool.
So like I'm gonna not only get a few things this time around, but also kind of maybe mentally prep or kind of wait for like when Rage and stuff shows up, because going to California was not that it was like spur of the moment, but I didn't have enough time to like plan and save to do a bunch of shit to like record and do while I'm there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's expensive in LA.
Well, I think it's also too is that, you know, there's just the mentality of that you're doing a travel vlog. You know what I mean?
Basically,
like, you know, like I'm just like, you're going out there hanging out with your girl, doing your thing. You know, like you know, I highly doubt, and Haley's here, so I'm sure she can attest to this, that she's gonna take you to some restaurants. You're gonna do some things. You're gonna like, you know. So it's being able to, in a way, like I don't know, man, vlogging is so weird for me, because it's one of those that I know that it's so simple to do, but I find myself living in the moment so much that, you know, like I've made claims before when it's like, oh, like when I read Tommyknockers by Stephen King, right? It's a fucked up book. It's a very controversial book as far as like the fans are concerned. Some people love it and some people fucking hate it. So my thought was, oh dude, like I'll record myself, kind of do like an Ian Gubelli thing and be like, all right, like I'm here at this chapter. What the fuck is going on? I know for a fact I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be so locked in that I won't even remember to turn my camera on. And like that's something that I have to consciously remember to do in those moments. You know, like even when Rage was here, I don't think that I vlogged a thing. We just made content.
We never,
you know?
And this motherfucker have not vlogged a single goddamn thing really, other than like one live and like Sweets and Geeks.
The house party. Yeah.
We didn't do that. We were supposed to do like 1,000 things both times he's been here, and we did like one.
Yeah, right.
Because what would happen is we would either be hanging out, or when we did something, we would hang out on live. And or he was upstairs playing still with me. Like we could still, you know, we were just in the same household. But it didn't dawn on me. Like I can't tell you how much I had to physically tell myself when I was at 21 Pilots, Pantera, Sleep Token, because I was doing these rich vlogs. But Eric, pull your fucking phone out and record something real quick, because I'm like, I was just, like you said, in the moment.
You almost have to force yourself to have that balance. Yeah.
Right. And which I think is a good thing, because that means I'm not constantly in my phone and my life isn't just a vlog. But on the downside, I'm not constantly in my phone and my life isn't a vlog.
It's like you want a healthy dosage of Jake Paul. You know what I mean? You like to have that. But in the same hand, it's like, to me, like I find that the VHS vlogs, which really don't do well at all, but it's one of those that like I know that those, like when those moments happen, like
time.
Right, but it's also the, like I can do 2 or 3 vlogs in like one day. You know what I mean? Like it's like of like capturing a bunch of things, and I also just love that analog, you know, horror kind of side of things, so it helps me like kind of like tap into that. But no, it's just it's an interesting thing, but in the same hand is that I've focused on more of just like making the content. Like I've written scripts for my book reviews. Like there was only one that I didn't have a script for, just because I was so fired up about it. I'm like, I got to talk about this story, you know, and just like dive into it. But thankfully, like with having some people to help, like, you know, Haley, Rage, and a few other people were there the one night when I was testing out the new office, or well, the new setup in the office. And you know, I had my script in front of me and I'm reading it, but I'm also like trying to look up at the camera at the same time.
Yeah.
And I've found editing tricks to get out of that to make sure I can still read my script and give a proper thing. It's almost kind of like the game reviews that I did.
Okay.
But it's essentially me just you see me instead. You know, it's like
Right.
with like little like things over top of it. But I could talk about books all night. But it's just, dude, I'm having a great time. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. And you know, on top of YouTube and everything too, like guys, like life, you know, I can only talk about my side of things, but I know like my work life has drastically changed within the first like week of 2026.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of things I'm very unsure of because I don't know what's going to happen or how things are going to go down, you know, or, you know, looking at the rest of 2026 and thinking to myself, wow, like, there's a lot of bad things, but there's also a lot of good happening.
Sure.
You know, and I don't want to be that purely optimistic asshole all the time, but I cannot deny that there are fantastic things. Like, again, like you getting to go to California, like, you know, you and Haley doing your thing. Like, it's like that, like those are fucking incredible things.
We actually have not only that, but then we have all of February planned, then we have March planned, we have almost April planned. Like we have, between seeing other people, me and Haley just seeing each other, whatever, we have like the next 3 or 4 months planned with that already. So like
cool.
That's already taken care of. But like I wanted to touch back on something real quick.
Yeah.
That you were saying, like, you know, like having fun and like and you know, kind of evolving or whatever. You know, I know that I knew these things last year, year before, right? But like, I don't know why it's like it came back and I've been using it a lot more. And for some reason, just like really wanting to do a bunch with this content is like making, how you showed me how to make like the new shorts and stuff.
Dude, your editing has skyrocketed.
So editing basically is like, so like I'm actually like really, it's like I've had to like tear myself away from editing because I've been on it for like, I'm like, I got to stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I find that is, I'm glad that that's happening right now with everything that I'm trying to do, that we're trying to do. You know, it's giving me ideas, even with just the little tricks that I learned how to do, like to give me maybe even quote like teaser trailers instead of shorts, and how to do certain things and whatnot to make it a little more dynamic, to then go, hey, come on the detour, or hey, go to the Patreon, or hey, come over here, solo reactions, or whatever the fuck it might be, right? So compared to 2025, because 2025, like you said, was fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like it really was.
There was good, but there was also a lot of fuck off shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
Like there was, that's a great way of putting it. Like I had some cool moments, but there was a lot of like weird darkness that happened and just like unexpected downtime, I feel like.
Dude, like your life essentially restarted, dude. Like
it did.
Yeah. You know?
It did. And, you know, there was other things that happened, you know, as far as like, you know, just almost being like alone, you know, like completely alone. And I don't know, like I really thought that 2025 was just going to always follow me.
See, yeah.
And the difference in now I started off 2026 kind of shitty. Like there was some mishaps, like you said, almost like right at the beginning, but it was just like, okay. And ever since then, it's been nothing but, knock on wood, pretty good peace and fun, or, you know, whatever it is. And I don't know, I'm hoping that that's what this is going to bring, because like you said, like I'm excited to do some of these things again. I'm excited to edit. I'm excited to make shorts. I'm excited to make videos for the Detour and do toasted reviews, or I even have something, I'll give you guys a free little inside before I record it. I want to try this other thing too, where it's like, I've had ideas and I just never executed or wrote them down. The other night, I finally wrote one down because I was in the moment. I'm going to get stoned and talk about like random things. Here's one of them. We're watching Predator 2. Did you hear what the Predator? Okay. Remember that. Cloaking device. Physically on in the movie. This motherfucker, the Predator, when Danny Glover turns to aim, this motherfucker goes, oh, you can see his head. You're invisible. You're the predator, and you went, oh, if I don't move, he won't see me.
He spooked him. Yeah.
You deserve to get gutted. Spoiler alert. You deserve to get gutted by your own disc.
So
at the end.
So are you looking like to hone into things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like nothing
Movie
grinds
rants?
my weed worse than like,
Nothing grinds my weed.
But dude, because like
man.
I've had things like that where it would be like, I forget, it was other like movies or shows. It would be like moments where it's like, are we not going to talk about the fact that the truck was blue and now it's red?
See,
Like-
there was actually a website that, God, it was big when we
Just
lived
shit like that.
Well, it's when we lived at the duplex was, it was slipups.com. It was like essentially a full list of all the slip ups in movies where like actors have messed up or like continuity's off or different things. I mean, I need to look that up tonight and see if that's still a thing. Because it was like the big one, like I remember the one that had the most slip ups at the time, and this was also like 20 years ago. But Saving Private Ryan actually had the most.
Really?
It was something like 1,000 of them that you could like go through and see like the different mistakes and things like
No
how, like,
shit.
either like languages were wrong or a different deal, you know, like different deals like that. But and actually, chat real quick. I'm curious, what are you guys excited about for 2026? Whether you're watching this with us live or if you're commenting and watching afterwards. What are you guys excited about? I'm curious. I want to get that conversation rolling in the comments as well too. So,
Oh, yeah.
but no. So, but that is a good question for us though. I mean, as far as like the stuff that like I know that like one of my goals this year, and again, I'm not a part of the New Year's resolution
Same.
thing. I think that it's a load of bullshit. You know, it's the whole like New Year, new me like stuff. It's like I think that if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Right, I'm going
You know?
to the gym in January because I finally got my hernia surgery and I'm healed, not because it's the first of the fucking year.
Right? Yeah. New year, new me.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit, Becky. You're not going after the first month.
Yeah, and that's again like it's you see things skyrocket with like gyms and things like they're gonna make their cut and people are not gonna go, and what do they care? They don't have to take care of anything.
Right.
You know, they're making money with no one showing up. But no, like for instance, like one of my goals, I actually got an app recently. It's called Fable, and it keeps track of your reading. So it so you can put on there like, you know, the books you've read. You can create your own list of things. So like I made like a separate one for like the audiobooks I finished and different things, but you can set a goal of how many books that you want to read. And I didn't want to do anything crazy with it being like, oh, I'm going to read 40 books or, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
if that happens, great. But I put 8. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'll read, my goal is to read at least 8 books this year. And I checked my statistics and it said, congratulations, you are officially on the right track for your goal. You will hit 8 books by April. And I looked at it and I went, wait, seriously? I'm like, shit, maybe I should have put like 16 or something. But but no, like we ended up going over to the bookshelf, which is in a town that's like kind of like over from us in a little bit of ways. But it's this hole in the wall kind of place that it's like it was a bank back in the day, and you can just go over there and find like hardback books for like $5.
Yep.
I got a bunch of Stephen
Been
King
in there a
and
couple of times. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, oh that's right, you have, yeah, and dude, I found a bunch of shit. Like I found not only a bunch of Stephen King, a bunch of Dean Koontz, but I found like there's a Christian horror writer named Frank Peretti who's that I found a bunch of his stuff over there. So I got a bunch of those. But I ended up finding I always fuck up his last name, but I think it's Chuck Palahniuk. He's the guy that wrote Fight Club. There's a couple of his books over there, so I went ahead and grabbed that. And I'm like, oh shit, that's cool. No, I actually got a hold of Annihilation, which is that movie with Natalie Portman, where like the mutant bear. And
I've
like,
never seen it.
See, I haven't either.
I've
but,
never seen it. Yeah.
Yes, I know it's supposed to be like cosmic horror kind of thing, but it's like the book is like actually kind of small. So I'm like, well, fuck, I could probably finish that like a weekend or some shit. So, but no, like I'm excited to read books and things this year, you know, and like that'll keep up the content of the detour. So I mean, that's like a sliver of things. But oh shit, let's see the brick. Let's see, it says we approve $1.99. Thank you so very much.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Let's give you a little hearty there. So
like
thank
as
you,
well.
thank you. Hell yeah. Appreciate you. No, but what are like with doing like your movie like slip up things? You were kind of talking about that, but like, what are you excited about for 2026? Like, is there anything that either like you're just like that you're specifically focused on, or is there anything kind of maybe like, you know, wide margin of things? Like, is there anything on your mind for this year?
Yeah, and it really is, and I know this is kind of a shitty way to put it, but like really anything other than Riker Road. And what I mean is, guys, like I really want to lean in what I just said. Like I really want to lean into Patreon and like the detour a lot. you know, there is, guys, I'm not going to do a bunch on, this isn't my channel, but I do have like an adult site and stuff, but like, yeah, I'll focus on that. But like really to really focus on something, because I want to do this forever. I'm going to be real honest. I don't want to, if I have to, I will, but like, I want to be a full-time creator forever. Who doesn't want to be, right? But
of course.
Like, I look at it in the fact of I can, and I am, and I'm good at it. So at least to a point to where like I've done it the last couple of years. Well, that means I need to buckle down and do certain things.
Yeah.
And just more self-discipline. I've had some self-discipline in the past, but like it's to shift that. But like that's what I'm excited for, and that's what I really want to steer into, is that those two things, because I feel like it's almost like taking control of my life back, of like I control these things. If I don't make it, it's my fault.
Yeah. I feel that. Yeah.
And I can't lose. Like I'm not allowed, dude. This is one of those things where like you come home with the trophy or you don't come home. But for like non-content things, moving. I'm really focused on whether it's Uncle Rex's house and or another house.
Dude, the Brick just became a member. Dude, thank you so very much.
You.
Guy, actually, that real quick, just because I meant to say this at the beginning, but I know people on Spotify are going to be like, what the hell? Because we don't get that. But on YouTube, we do have a membership, guys. It's 99 cents. You get extra content. Usually we do the show before the show. Tonight we are focusing just on this episode.
Yeah.
There's going to be a members episode that I'm going to shoot solo. I've got a story I'm going to tell you guys. That I'm curious to see what you guys think about, but I'm probably going to shoot that Saturday. So members, you are going to get exclusive content this week. It's just going to be this weekend, probably Sunday by the latest. So, but anyway, but yeah. So, but moving. So
No, just moving. So like whether I get Uncle Rex's house or I've got a couple other houses I've been looking at. I might go look at here in the next, couple weeks or something. But anyways, so that, and it really is just that fact of where I'm at now. Because it won't happen until like mid-late 2026, but it's also getting my studio built, because I have a studio, but what I mean is in my a proper like kind of quote forever home. Like, guys, the place I'm at, I'm only doing so much to, even like hanging stuff, because I'm not going to be there but another 6 months, dude.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to establish roots, and I'm not going to establish stuff like that when I'm going to just take it off the wall, move it to another bedroom or another basement or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So those things are what I'm really excited for 2026, is content-wise that, but like it really is, and to kind of do a little bit of traveling other than California.
Yeah.
We have some ideas of, Haley and I have already talked about trying to go to like meet up in like New York. Same with like Rage and Char and stuff. So maybe we can go to like Vegas and stuff. So like certain things are kind of in the works, but definitely being talked about like on a more serious note.
Yeah.
So is it traveling the world? No, but it's still
traveling.
It's still traveling and stuff that I've always wanted to do. Texas, I've been talking about like, down by Lori and stuff, but like Texas is another one I'd like to go to. Whether that'll happen this year, and especially with trying to move,
it's an undertaking.
It's a lot, but
Yeah.
I think other than California, I should be able to hit New York or Vegas before 2026 is over.
Yeah. Well, it's especially too, like I know, like you've talked about, doing the Pittsburgh thing for a long time. Hell, even like when you were living here, that was something that was
it's just
on your
timing's
mind.
off.
Yeah, but I also like
Pittsburgh's cheap to go to. Like it's not expensive.
Well, it's like what, like a 2-hour drive from us or something.
2-hour drive, and I might drop $300 for the day. Like driving, tolls, gas, food, souvenirs.
I honestly really want to go back to Primanti Brothers.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one. Like if I go back to Pittsburgh, like shut up and eat it or not. Like that's
right.
one of those. Like I want to just go there and get the lunch sandwich where it has like the fries on them and shit. So dude. It's kind of almost like melt without all the melt. So it's that type of thing.
Well, because they all have the slaw, unless you ask for it. They give you quote shit for it, but they if you want it separate. But the slaw and the fries and stuff. But it was because so. Rumor or legend has it is the reason is because of it being like down there by where like all the truckers and stuff would come through. the truckers wanted food, but they needed it on the go. So they put everything on the sandwich. They could eat it and drive at the same time.
Yeah. Meat, starches, coleslaw, all that stuff.
Everything, all the sides, everything was there. So they had it all in a sandwich. And I was like, that's fucking genius. I mean, you can do that with certain foods. Luckily enough, they put together stuff that tastes good with it because, well, then it would just be shit.
Yeah,
but,
right, yeah.
So I mean, you got to be careful. Yeah, but no, that's a genius idea. But no, that and Pepe's was another one.
Pepe's
was another one.
Is it Pepe's Pizza?
No,
Or
it's just Pepe's.
Just Pepe's. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Pepe's. They're like hoagies and like subs and stuff. So like they're bussing, dude, as the kids say.
Well, it's especially too like I'm more and more I find that I'm a homebody, you know, and
for sure.
and I've you know me and Crystal are the exact same way where it's like we don't really do a lot outside of the house. Now, again, I think that also has a lot to do with just the fact that when she moved up here, you know, having her sciatic problem, we really, like, you know, she had to like make sure she was staying still, you know, that way there wasn't an issue. You know, but also it's like those were through the warm months, and it's like so she finally got better by the time it was cold. You know, so it's kind of like no, like we've got, you know, different adventures of things. Like, dude, like one of our goals is after we get, I know it's so dumb because it's small, but once we get all of our car shit figured out, we're like, we're taking a day, we're going back to Barnes and Noble. Like that's like, it's like, dude, it's like that's one of our favorite places to go. Like now that because the last time I went to Barnes and Noble, I wasn't a reader, I was a listener. I know. I grab things kind of on a whim where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll grab The Long Walk. I'll grab Odd Thomas. I'm going to read these. I'm like, these are just ornaments, you know.
These are just ornaments. Yeah.
But honestly, it was, you know, I think it was the kick in the ass that I needed, you know, but it was also that solidified that she was, you know, feeling better, you know, but as well too, is that 2026, like I'm very much in the mentality of, you know, like, look, you know, I want the unexpected. I want the good unexpected, you know, I want, I really want to tap into BookTube. That's something I'm really, really looking forward to, is to see what that's like to get that kind of an audience, because it's something that it's like, no, we've found our metalheads and our hip hop heads and our K-pop audience and different things, you know, but BookTube is so unique in that way of that you have people that are very much like the Reddit people, where it's like they're respectable, they've got a sense of humor, but then you've also got people that if you read or talk about a certain book, then you're immediately chastised, and it's like, how can, oh dude, I'm unsubbing, fuck you, you know, or whatever. Like it's because like books that are like controversial, you know, or different things. Like my goal is to eventually own all the splatterpunk books that I can, just like books that are like aggressively disgusting on purpose. You know, it's like those I like it. Those stories are like, I don't know if anybody's read it, and if you have, I'm so sorry. If not, don't waste your time. But I listened to The Slob by Aaron Beauregard, and I have not had imagery in my mind like this ever from like the worst horror movies I've ever seen. Like it's like it's that type of level. But then there's also that sick, twisted side of me that I'm like, I gotta know. Why is this book so fucked up? You know, like I want to get all of Crossed. I want to get all of Farrell's and Preacher, and like, you know, all these different things that are so intense, because I find that in the most fucked up stories, that when you, like, if you're in, you know, not to quote like The Last of Us, but it's like, no, like when you're in the dark, and if there's only one little bit of light, it shines brighter. So it's like almost in these fucked up stories where it's like, no, man, like when there's good things, you recognize it, right? You know, so it's a little deep, but no, it's just, you know, it's, to me, it's one of those, like, getting to like have a full collection of things. We are actually working on trying to build an actual like library. We're gonna do like a corner shelf library thing this year. Cool. It's gonna be LED lit and everything. It's gonna be fucking wild.
Hell yeah, man! That's gonna be cool. Like that. I mean, the fact that you guys actually read them, number one, but number two, like like you said, it's almost like a cool decoration as well.
Yeah, man.
So that's really cool, man. You were talking about tapping into like that book, like that BookTube or Book Talk and like all that stuff side. Now, guys, I don't know if it's going to happen, but again, I don't know if it would be the Detour or Riker Road, probably the Detour, but I had this idea. So the guys, this isn't for sure, but this is something I wanted to try in 2026, Reddit. Now I will admit, I kind of have caught things from other creators that have done similar concepts or similar things, but it's like, you don't have an original idea
No,
anymore.
nothing
matter
is
what.
unique anymore.
But it's
Yeah.
basically like the Reddit stories, or the "Am I the asshole?" or this one time at the store or whatever. Like those stories.
Am I overreacting or
Right.
yeah.
And I'm not sure if I want to do it recorded live, like recorded, like, and have people just be there, like kind of what we do with the music, or just do it live, or just record it. Like I don't know which way to like take it yet.
Let's say, but audience, well, what do you guys think? If Eric or I, Eric or both of us or him, or whatever, how do you think that should go? Should that be a live thing? Should that be a content thing? You know, as far as like recording it prior? I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
So tell us what you think.
Because I mean, like, I would definitely always edit it and put it up regardless. I just didn't know if it would be like how we're doing this now. To get like, that's when I would actually really like focus on the live. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be, because like, not that we're ignoring you guys, but like we're not sitting here looking at our phone the entire time reading your comments off camera.
I have a little more of a leg up because I've got the computer open and I can see things from here. So, but yeah,
but it's just, so that was something that, quote, excited for, but it's just, I'm not sure if it's gonna work, how I can get it to work, and which channel either. I argue the Detour is probably where it should go.
I think that it may be one of those things that maybe like if you're solo on it, Detour would be good. But like, I mean, I've thought about even doing like podcast episodes with it. But in the same hand, as I would want to show the comments or show the actual post itself. And with our setup here, that doesn't really work like that. It's like it's not how our whole thing goes. But dude, I think that being able to commentate on that stuff, I mean, you may find a way to like almost like harness your inner like Joe Santagato with that. You know, I mean, he had like his Idiots of the Internet and the People of Walmart and different things. But granted, YouTube changed their policy to where like they consider so much shit bullying that it's stupid.
Right.
But
that's what I'm saying. Where I can't do things like ow. Claps along. Just kidding.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. It was just like cramp or something. But no, you're right, because I thought about that stuff where it's like, he's being a bully, he's sexist, he's racist. No, he's just an asshole.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, what's his name? Asshole.
But
Casey just became a member, dude. Thank you so much, guys. Again, members content will resume this weekend. There is tons of members only content you guys can watch.
He's lying. He's stiffing all of you just to get your money.
That's right. Yeah, it's 99 cents.
Yeah,
I'm gonna clean them out.
Hey man, you get 5,000 of them babies.
What was it? It's like, we get 5,000 people, we'll get like $30.
We get like $30.
So
800 songs on 300 CDs. Sorry, guys.
That's 2.6 songs and albums.
Per disc.
So, but no, I think that steering into that stuff would be a lot of fun, and and especially too, like, not only because I'm on a reading kick, but you did talk about. Are you thinking about pursuing reading too this year?
Yeah. So, it's more so for. Well, kind of a couple of different things, but like myself, number one, I'm a terrible reader. I'm a terrible reader when it comes to like out loud reading. Ironically enough, I read and talk for a living. I argue it's different. I'm getting it in short bursts and a sentence at a time.
Yeah, you're not getting a bunch of prose to read through, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
and like information to like retain. I'm terrible at retaining information I don't want to learn.
Yeah.
So history, fuck right off. Science probably got me. Math, don't even bother. Like shit like that, right? So I'm dyslexic as fuck. So when it comes, it's weird. Like I can either read very fluently or I'm all fucked up.
And Rage is here. What's up, buddy?
Hey,
I missed
what
you.
up, man? Woo. But gong. Yeah. But it looked like a Rage here.
Oh, yeah, wrong.
Canceled.
Yeah, what else is new?
But no. So if for that, for sure. But because I'm not gonna lie, my daughter loves books, and she wants me to read to her, and I feel stupid.
Really?
I don't know. I don't give her inflections. I don't give her proper punctuations. I don't give her, fluent reading on even some of these fucking children's books.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I don't know the words, and it's literally reading out loud to keep it smooth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And and all I can sit there and think is that my little girl wants a book read to her. And my first thought is when she brings me a book that has chapters is I don't want to read that because it's too long.
Yeah, I get you. Mm-hmm.
That is not her fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
That her dad's too fucking illiterate to sit down and read her a fucking storybook that she picked out because it had a duck and a dog on it.
Right. Yeah.
She wants to know what these ducks and dogs are going to do, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel stupid reading it to her.
Mm.
So I don't.
Yeah.
And then so she doesn't. And then so she does. And then it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like a failed parent and a terrible dad because I'm always like, well, that one's too long, honey. Let's do this one instead. Mm. It is a long book. We can stop on chapters.
Yeah. Yeah.
But dude, it kills me because I can be dumb to myself. I can be stupid.
I've never felt a statement more in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, but for something like as my daughter, my little girl, that I am her hero, her safe place, her comfort, her softness, and I can't give her that.
Mm.
And so she just sits on her phone at bedtime instead.
I think that,
and like I feel terrible for doing that. Like it's not all the time, but it's like when it comes to like I said, some of these bigger books, when it's not just like see spot run,
right?
Like,
Look at the baby open present. Yeah. No, I get you. Yeah. Hey, my favorite book when I was growing up was Baby's First Christmas. That thing was beautiful. It's like some of that like lends itself to that, but I mean, mom even just said it too. She's like, practice reading the books out loud to yourself. And I think that this is the thing, is that people that think that reading comes naturally for everyone, it's not. Like, dude, like I actually, one of the things I do when I read is I actually have my cell phone next to me. I mean, always, but I have Google open. That way, if I'm reading through something, especially if I'm reading Stephen King, because he uses such a wide vocabulary with things, like I've learned like 30 new fucking words I didn't know even existed, so it's like, holy shit, like what does this mean or what's this? But there's also been certain things that have stuck with me.
Sure.
But The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon was the first book that I officially like jumped in and read, and I talked about it in my review, but I forced myself. I stood in my office. I had it open. I had my big light on above me, and I paced and read out loud and took my time and understood, like, okay, when commas are doing this, like, because again, like reading in your mind is one thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But it's the idea of like getting that kind of flow. But dude, I think that like if people can sneer at that and go, oh, like you can't even read a children's book. It's like, well, yeah, motherfucker, because I don't read. Like, right. Would you get mad at someone that doesn't know how to ollie when they never stepped on a fucking skateboard?
Right.
Like, I mean, like, I'm sorry, but like functional reading and reading
are
for
two different
fun
things.
Are two different
two
things.
Completely different things.
Yeah.
Completely. And like that's the thing too, is like this isn't as bad because like I chalk it up to like the dyslexia or whatever, but like I even still don't like, I make sure that all of my like not thumbnails, but like my titles and stuff, like my lives and stuff. I hardly, if I change something when I'm on live, I take the camera off of my desk.
Really?
Because 9 times out of 10, I don't care if it could, well, that one's not as tarantula as kind of, but like it could be Thor or Gamer, and I will literally pull my phone out just to make sure I'm spelling these words right and spelling it right on there before I turn the camera back on and then hit enter and for the world to see. Simple fucking word. The other night, what was it? It was breathe. It was don't breathe.
Uh-huh.
I had to make sure I spelled breathe the right fucking way.
Yeah. Dude, I feel
twice.
It. Yeah. Yeah, so breathe is your, what are your kryptonites with spelling?
One of them, there's an E at the end.
Yeah, breath, breathe. Yeah. You know what mine are? guard, and guarantee. I never spell them right.
Fuck
ever.
those words.
Dude, every time I'm like, this is it. I got it. Right squiggly line. Fuck. I'm like, this is stupid. You know,
Dude,
so, but yeah.
I do that shit all the time. But like, but facts though, like when I'm on live, like, well, Twitch was the one where like where I have to like switch. If I'm like, oh, I'm done watching The Predator, now I'm watching Napoleon Dynamite.
Sure.
I will be like, oh, sensitive information. And I'll be like, because I'm making sure I'm spelling Napoleon Dynamite right.
Yeah.
And I'm over here fucking where the camera can't see with Google going like this. Like, because I'm so afraid I'm going to spell Thor Love and Thunder wrong.
It'll come out as Thunder or whatever. Some
right.
shit. Yeah.
Right. Or I'm going to spell Thor T-O-R.
Well, I think that's the thing is that, dude, like I've learned a lot about myself since I started reading, you know, and it's only because like for instance, like reading in the mornings has actually been one of my favorite things to do just in general. It was like get a cup of coffee, open up a book, and then by the time it's like 7:30, I know, all right, I got to get my ass in gear. I got to get dressed and things. But it's almost kind of the equivalent of, not saying that it's like, oh, I'm working out, but it's like it almost has like the same mental fortitude as far as like after I get off the treadmill. You know, it's like, because like that's, I think Crystal said it or who said it, but they said it was like, no, I'm keeping the brain sharp. You know, it's like when you
Grandma did that.
Yeah. And no, Grant, like obviously she's got the stuff that's going on, but the thing is she was
That took her. Yeah.
You know, yeah.
That took her into her 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, she was kind of getting took for things, but like she legit kept a businesswoman mentality computer. She was in it. She lived in her fucking office at home when she was retired for 20 years.
Yeah. It's like, what was it? We'd call her. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm working.
I'm
it's
working.
Like, but you're retired. Watch a movie.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
or something, you know.
And I think you're right, is that she worked her mind and stayed on the computer and read things and articles and did in business, and it kept her mind sharp.
Well, Schultz just said this. He said, autocorrect has ruined my ability to spell, I swear. Dude, for real.
Correct, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've done that so many times. Like I'll text things and then I'll go to write things. I'm like, I spell ordinary all the time. No, I don't. I hit O-R-D and then it clicks.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I literally was just I froze because I'm like, yeah, I do that for like half of my fucking spelling.
Yeah, but it's everything is just automatically spoon fed to us now. You know, like and I think that's like in the times like whether or not I'm like, you know, writing a blurb on comments, or if I'm writing up a script of mine, or if it's like attempting to write a story or different things, is that it really is almost like kind of like a mental weightlifting that you don't really think about, where it's kind of like, no, dude, I bet like Stephen King, Dean Koontz, and Aaron and all these people, like, no, dude, they're exhausted when they're done. Now, Grant, Stephen also, like, he writes every single day. So it's like, I mean, his, you know, like fucking 4 stories in 1 year, and then he's got 4 national bestsellers. But it's like, but in the same hand, it's like, no, like, I mean, it is a job. It is a way of like exercising your mind. But I think that quite honestly, it's one of those like, no, man, start like as dumb as it sounds. It's like, no, man, start with children's books, read them out loud. Like, you know, if you don't know what a punctuation is, look it up. You know, it's like, you know, it's because to me, it's one of those that like commas fuck with me so much, because when I see a sentence, when they'll say, for instance, like when I read Dr. Sleep and they're like, you know, when they'll say, you have to listen to me, Danny, it'll be, you have to listen to me, comma, Danny. You have to listen to me, Danny. Right. It's where I'm like, but I thought a comma was a breath. You have to listen to me, Danny. So it's like, it's weird to read and see how things
I do the same thing with commas when I'm texting. I hardly ever use commas anymore because I don't give a fuck, nor do I want to know where the fuck they go anymore, because I try to break my mind. It's a breakup in a sentence without a period starting a new sentence, is from what I always took it as.
Well, you know,
use all commas. But I do the same thing. I feel so bad when I message people more than like a sentence, because I'm like, they're just getting, I'm going to throw one randomly in there, but they're just getting a fucking full-on breath, dude. One and then a period.
You must come quick because I only have small time at house. Also, it wide. So make sure bring sand or chair. I can come bring it downstairs, but if you come up front, ring bell.
That's exactly how my text look. But then I'll look at it, I'll be like, no, let me throw a comma like there. I do that, dude. I will. I'll be like, comma, period.
Oh, man.
But that's the thing, is that it's not that I don't know punctuation. It's what not that I wanted to read children's books, but I think what I really wanted to do was read like the like Goosebumps or like
Oh, hell
scary
yeah.
stories to tell in the dark,
Dude,
like those things.
People that shit on R.L. Stein and those, like, dude, they don't understand good writing. Like,
have
dude,
you ever seen
dude.
the movie?
I've not. I know it's phenomenal. I know it's
Bro,
great. Yeah.
There's a scene where Jack Black did a phenomenal R.L. Stein.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scene where he's pretending to not be R.L. Stein because the one kid next door and all this stuff. So he's driving and the kid in the back, and he was like, okay, because he was pretending he's not him. He's like, that's fine. He's like, Stephen King writes better books anyways, and his endings are way better. He's like, let me tell you about Steve King. And he calls him Steve. Let me tell you about Steve King. Like, he's like, I wrote more books, more top sellers. Like, all this stuff. Yeah. He got so pissed.
And what was it? I think that there was it was on an old channel called 12th of a Dime, which was a funny channel name, but it was essentially Stephen King had kidnapped a bunch of people to come up with good story ideas because he hadn't come up with a good one in like 20 years. Because I think that the response was they said, yeah, have you read Tommy Knockers? What in the Krispy Kreme fuck was that about? But he's about to bring up the axe to kill them, and the one kid tied to a chair goes, look, Steven, we all know Dean Koontz is a better writer than you. And he comes up and goes, seriously, Dean Koontz? No one reads Dean Koontz. But that's the thing. They're both phenomenal writers with what they do. Like, it's like Dean Koontz is so easy to read compared to Steven. Like, Steven,
maybe that's what I need to do then. Maybe Dean Koontz is something I need to read because he's up more of that like horror alley that like I would be into.
Now, mom's in the chat. She can disagree or agree with me because I think we talked about this. Dean is actually more thriller. His stuff is actually very plausible, and that's one of the reasons why I love the book Whispers, because seemed like it was one thing. I'm like, well, this is paranormal, or it's this, or it's that, and it's like, no, this is all completely plausible, and that's what makes his books, I would argue, more terrifying than Steven's stuff. Because it actually could like happen, you know. But
I only had one cool thought for a book, and I don't know how to write other than like the plot or like the cool parts. A serial killer that only kills people on 4th of July, but he shoots them when the fireworks are going off.
See, that's almost like kind of like The Purge in a way. Yeah. It's like, yeah, nobody's gonna know. You know,
nobody's gonna know. But it's like, that's all I got. That's all I got. Somebody else write it for me. I'll give you 40% royalties.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But no. So it's like, what were we talking about?
We were talking about books, but no, actually, what I am curious about though is that, dude, like we had some killer fucking scary movies that came out in 2025.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't know if it's 2025. Do you know what I actually just did for Patreon? It'll be out, I don't know, a couple months, whatever. I'm so backed up like on content, like to have it be
awesome.
what it is. But I did not think I was going to like it. And I watched it anyways because I don't get into these movies and I don't get into this stuff. I didn't get into the original when I was 5 and it pissed me off and I said it was boring. The Pope's Exorcist.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That movie is fucking wild. Come to find out, it's based on a true story, true events.
Is that the one with Russell Crowe?
Yeah.
Bring me the priest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong priest, and he fucking throws the dude like, yeah.
That little kid like with the like the teeth and shit.
I will tell you what, that kid did a phenomenal. Unless he was the one doing it and they pitched his voice. If he was mimicking an adult's voice, doing the demon voice, that kid fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Watching him do all of the stuff, I was sitting there a couple of times. I'm like, this kid's a good actor. Like, yeah, that's believable that's him talking.
See, and that's, to me, it's one of those that the like, because it's almost like when you see like possession movies or you see paranormal movies or like, you know, especially like zombie films, like a lot of these things have been done to death so much that when you do find something good, that it's kind of like, whoa, shit, like, okay, like this isn't just the paint by numbers kind of mentality. It isn't just this. It's like there's actually things that do stand out. Like there's like, you know, like I'm trying to think of I forget it every time, but there was a I think it was #StayAlive was it was a zombie movie that Crystal and I watched where it was
sounds familiar.
So it was essentially about a guy that was trapped in his apartment. And it was he was a streamer, and I'm like, okay, well, this is right up my alley, you know. But it was seeing how someone that is similar to what we do, how they would survive an apocalypse, you know, or like you see, you know, I don't know, like different stories of like maybe like an apocalypse where it's like, no, somebody's on a space station, you know, and they're watching the world fall apart or something. You know, it's just like there are like far like, you know, far reaching like good fucking like stories that you can tell that haven't been done yet. It's just a lot of times people just they stick with tropes because they're like, oh, everyone will like it. It's like, no, I've seen it a million times.
Right.
You know, just like I never even gave Ma a chance because I'm like, let me guess, it's about an obsessive person that turns violent. Yeah, never seen that one before. You know, it's like it's to me, it's one of those, I tend to be very picky with things, but like with these 2025 horror movies, dude, like we got Sinners. Like Sinners to me was actually one of the things that stood out to me so much that I'm like, this is a vampire movie that didn't need the vampires. They did not have to go that hard.
Just
and
was
they
about
did.
to say that. Like that was almost like getting two movies in one because I found myself forgetting it was a vampire movie half the time because I don't get into vampires and zombies a whole lot. Like you said, a lot of times the stories, it's all the same. Let me guess. The virus broke out and you have to find the safe haven and find the cure.
Oh, and then Manny wants to know, have we seen 1408? Yes, 1408 is a phenomenal Stephen King movie. Yeah, depending on what ending you get to.
Yeah, right,
so,
right.
Yeah, but yeah.
But no, you're right. Like Sinners was shot very well. It had a different approach to, you know, this vampire story and realm that, you know, that everybody usually does. And then another good one was, I actually really dug it, was Together.
See, Together was a movie that we watched, but I found that more so the relational things in the movie were the things that made me cringe or be like, oh God, you know, where it's like like at the proposal scene or like
which was
things,
so weird,
you know?
that it was the opposite way.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, like the whole movie was the whole. That's what threw me off at first too. I'm like, oh, it's him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, usually it's her.
It's completely spun it on its head. Yeah.
And so like I think that like ironically made it worse. But you're right. Like it was very like it had this, not, I don't mean cringy, but cringe lore to it, and then obviously body horror as well. The body horror I think was done arguably slightly better than The Substance, only because the ending of The Substance really kind of took me out of it.
Sure, yeah.
But
you either love The Substance or you hate it. Like
it was good. I enjoyed it, but it was like that last scene. But Together with everything, we're like there was very little that I was like, come on, man. And then the end, you're like, oh, okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, also too, I was just looking up just to make sure I didn't forget anything. But dude, like we got Weapons last year. Like that was, especially seeing that one, which it's like, dude, it was such an original idea. It was so interesting.
Weapons was different for me. I didn't mind it. It's not one that I would necessarily watch a bunch.
I don't think you can. No.
Yeah, that I would really watch like that. Which is weird because a lot of times horror movies for me are very much that quote kind of binge worthy, because like you do know what happens. Like we all know what happens when Freddy, you know, comes out. We all know what happens when in Friday the 13th happens. Like, but you know that you're right. Some of those were just like what you just kind of got taken out of it, but it was a good story. Kind of like what was it, Watchers?
Oh yeah. It was about the Fae.
That one was good, but again, like you can only see it once, and then you know everything that's happening. It doesn't make it, you know, that cool anymore. But no, you're right. A lot of good movies did come out this year. I'm hoping that we talked about this on a couple other ones, but that like I feel like our music, TV, and movies are kind of doing this again.
Dude, for real. Yeah.
Like I feel like we're even just, it's not even like a specific genre. It's like, oh man, horror movies are back. Oh man, rom-coms are back. Like, you know, it's all these things like they're back, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, especially too, like last year, top film of the year for me, like, and I know like I've talked about it a lot, but The Long Walk. That is
still
like,
gotta see it.
That is a film that like, dude, I've watched people react to it almost every day. When I was doing studio stuff the other night, like I'll throw it on my tablet because I bought it off Prime, so I've got it on there. But dude, it's I didn't want it to sound like it was the normal Kyle, like, you know, autistic, like, you know, obsession thing, you know, that I go into a cycle of every 5 years I find a new thing that I'm just like, oh God, you know, all the time. But it dethroned The Last of Us. Like, it's like, as far as like just not in the medium of like, oh, I love movies more now or this or that. It's like, no, just the story. If we're taking just the idea of like, you know, whether it's a game or a movie or a book, it's like, no, the story that was being told. I actually would say that I think I like the movie a little more than the book, with how they did certain things. But no, like Rage can attest to this too. Mom ended up watching it with us the one weekend, and I remember asking her at one point, I'm like, "Are you okay?" You know, because like it is a very bleak, intense film. But dude, like that is as fucked up and as depressing as it is in certain aspects. Like, dude, like Stephen King just has a wonderful way of showing friendship, of like how important friends are, you know, and it's that tough thing of that. Yeah, there's 50 kids, they're walking and only one of them's going to make it, but they all start developing relationships. And that's what makes the movie hard, is that you start liking them. Yeah. And you start, and the thing is, you don't want any of them to go. Well, maybe some of them you do, but it's that that tough thing of, you know, because you have the Stephen King stereotypes where, like, of course you've got the asshole, you've got the writer, you've got,
right.
But no, I mean that one completely just overtook me for last year. Like, there were so many good movies that came out, but that one was one where, like, we got to go see it in the theater. That was one of our like first adventures after she got better, you know, I've like from like her leg healing and stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's right.
We actually went and saw it at the mall, you know, so it was like we had like a full like mall day, got some food, got some books, and went and saw a movie. You know, it was a good time, but it was a theater experience. It was intense. Like, even my boss went and saw it and we talked about it. Like, it was like, holy shit, like, are you kidding me? You know, so, but, you know, little shout out to Louis there. But no, just movies were incredible.
Yeah,
you know, it was cool, you know.
I forgot about these two. Yeah, The Monkey.
Yeah.
That one was actually really good. That's on Patreon. And then The Gorge.
I've heard of The Gorge. I've not seen it.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I've never seen The Gorge. So I something about it's just like he's there to, like, not a bodyguard, but like a security guard. And then like some weird fucking like monster thing comes out. I don't know. So
it's a monster movie of sorts, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I'm figuring like a Godzilla of sorts or some kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know.
Going a little kaiju, you know, depending on it. So, but guys, I think that this has been a fun time hanging out tonight. We got about an hour in us here.
Yeah.
So I know it's starting to get like nasty outside. So I want to make sure Eric's going to get home good and everything with the weather. Apparently we're supposed to get hit with a huge ass snowstorm that The Simpsons predicted, which I don't know how like what's going to happen or what's going to go on.
Like today, like tonight?
I heard like maybe like end of this week, or like maybe this is the start of it. So really? I don't know. But regardless, it's like we're pretty much just hunkering down and just like, all right, well, it's like we can't go anywhere anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, but no. So, guys, it was cool to finally get back into this and just hang out with everyone. We're going to keep doing this every week as we do. And when the video is uploaded and it does its thing, comment on it. Let us know what you guys want to see for 2026, because the year is going to happen with or without us. So it's one of those that we want to make sure we're a part of it and we're making good stuff happen. So this is just it's awesome to be back. I'm stoked as hell, and got some cool content coming to you guys soon on the Cavecast, the Detour, and the Campfire as well. So good things. But regardless, Eric, is there anything that you would like to say to everyone before we officially sign off until next week?
Drink Riz and go get a PC from RomanHostPC.com.
Hell
the links
yeah.
in the bios and descriptions. Deuces and scene.
All right, guys, we love you. We'll see you next week. Adios.